That is 7 in a row for this Hurricane squad. Brown, it's poked away. It's out to Pack. Numbers for Miami. Pack up top. Cleveland throws it down.
Great transition basketball by the Hurricanes. If you pay close attention to Nigel's face, he told Matt, I'm throwing it up to you. But he didn't look away and threw it up. Confidence, because they've done it for a couple years. So looked it in to feed that on to the younger guys.
Oh my God! Put that on a poster. End the harm.
Leg sleeve gives me powers.
I think you'll see that one on Sports Center tomorrow.
That might be top 7.
11 points off of 8 turnovers. Miami also shooting 50% from 3. They're 8 of 16 from distance. Nigel Pack up top for Matthew Cleveland. That'll send us to halftime here in Coral Gables. The Canes are rolling on this Sunday. Miami led by 21 in the first half. That 3 is way too short for Evan Ash. And on the receiving end, Matthew Cleveland.
Miami crowd trying to inject some life into this place. Here's a turnover. Matthew Cleveland in transition. Schwartz lets it go. Oh, yeah.
The arrow going up high on the other end. Blackman.
Oh,
Stuffed in by Cleveland. He got a mile over the iron.
okay. Matthew Cleveland is back in front. Matthew Cleveland played once again. Oh, Matthew Cleveland with the extended putback. Coming from out of nowhere to finish it off. And right now, looking in the rim. And the ability to be able to finish amongst the trees.
A freshman out of Tampa. Cleveland really active and the stuff. An electrifying move by Matthew Cleveland right down the lane.
For the Miami Hurricanes, Matthew Cleveland attacking, getting downhill with authority to finish over the top. We may see that on SportsCenter later tonight, my man. Close to 39% from 3, and that's where they've done their damage early.
Cleveland at the foul line area knocks down the first points for Miami.
Until Matthew Cleveland checked into the game, and he got
5 to shoot. Here's Cleveland. Eyeing one from deep over the top of Shefflin. Matthew Cleveland now all 5 of Miami's points.
Threw it off the bounce for the mid-range, and then off the bounce one.
Paul Jobay is into the game for Miami. Now Blackman finds a wide open Matthew Cleveland, who works inside. He flushes it. That over. Here's another look at the dunk. Off 2 feet. Look at him go. Looks like you back in the day, partner.
Everything except the dunk.
Scott's got 8, 4 of 6 from the field.
Look for Lynn to go right back at him right now. Oh,
Up
good
top
pass
for Matthew Cleveland, and then he lays it up with the right hand off the glass, and he'll go to the free throw line for another.
It's a great pass, Devon. A very confident pass. That's not an easy pass to make. When you're an athletic guy like Matthew Cleveland, he can go up and get that.
Padre Cabe, our junior, Cordelia, Keys and Lipscomb, the 5 out there for Mount St. Mary's. And that's a dunk down low for Lynn Kidd.
One thing about Bethea, he scored the ball. He's going to let you know he scored. He talking to the other side. I love that. I love that energy. You're going to film me.
Turnover. Cleveland.
Hey!
Keon Brown and hand could not tip it in. A noticeable, hungry Miami team. Matthew Cleveland with his first bucket of the game, and Austin Schwartz in the game for Miami. Kid trying to back in. The pass to Cleveland, and he's got it.
That was a big point of emphasis. It's become much harder in college basketball to take a charge and create an offensive foul.
Great inbounds pass from Uga Chukwu, and Cleveland slams it home.
Pretty good look there for Miami. Just Virginia Tech unable to get that defensive rebound.
And now Cleveland, the bucket and a foul.
There could have been a shot from the top, but they find the hot shooter in the corner. Unselfish basketball. And then again, who is it? Matthew Cleveland.
And Johnson chases down the rebound. Numbers here for Miami if they want. Cleveland, pump fake. Cleveland to the cup. Draws another foul and one.
from that three-point line and then attack the bigs underneath, absorb that contact.
Such an international feel and flavor about it. People from all over the world make their home here in Miami. 8-point lead, and that's the guy we were talking about earlier. That's Cleveland. He has 9 now in the game. Good way to get it started for the Canes. When you look at Miami on defense, 281st in points allowed and 1. Silly foul there by Tyler Johnson.
And the Mustangs are going to hold here for the last shot of the half. Miller threw it away. Here's Brandon Johnson with 5, runner and a lob for the Cleveland dunk. Clemson is a winner as well. They won an overtime game, just the second conference game in the ACC to go to overtime. Here's a backcourt steal with pressure. Cleveland the basket and draws the foul from Tibet Gorner. So Matthew Cleveland has come with a little more assertiveness here in the second.
Not happy. He's usually a very good shooter. Cleveland gets it back and dumps it home with a foul. How about that move?
I told you Cleveland's got bunnies. He ain't just a three-point shooter. He's a slasher, and he can finish at the rim for his 21st point of the evening.
Cleveland and Brandon Johnson pacing Miami with 16 points apiece tonight. Cleveland for the lead. It's in! Well, Miami, not a good three-point shooting team, but they have 10 makes tonight. Do they have one more in them? Across the floor, it's Swartz. Touch pass, Cleveland. He puts it in with a second left. Wilkinson heaves. Overtime in Berkeley.
What a game. And I love the fact they got a shot up not that late in the shot clock. Well drawn up play. One pass once it came in. Cleveland squared up, held his follow through.
We've got free basketball in Berkeley for Miami, their second overtime game.
Clearing out the side for Matthew Cleveland.
With 1. Fadeaway is good for Cleveland to beat the horn, and he has 10. Bringing Miami back to within 11 after trailing by as many as 15.
Great job there. Just isolation the side. Giving Matthew Cleveland in today's times. It doesn't take a long time, but you're talking about programs that have been spoiled.
Matthew Cleveland has been spoiling.
Just a great job there. Deflection, getting the pass, getting out.
There is Cleveland throwing it down with 2 hands. Matthew Cleveland, the senior from Atlanta. He's the leading scorer for Miami.
You know, ultimately, it's like, do you have good instincts on the defensive end to shorten your closeouts?
Throwing it up top, and Cleveland.
He's on the floor offensively and defensively. He's a playmaker. He's a highlight reel. And as we said, he can go for 30 on any given night. This Miami team, they're in there when Matthew Cleveland's on the floor.
Up inside. That's not the ideal Louisville offense.
Here's Cleveland. Oh! With the right hand.
This is what we're talking about. When he gets the ball on the wing, he's going to his right hand, and unless somebody steps in to stop him, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Everybody who saw the roster overhaul that occurs in the landscape of today's game. Well, he got some great fits, and there's Cleveland on a drive and a foul.
Transition, that three's blocked by Cleveland. Pass tipped, and Johnson intercepts it. Miami has numbers. Cleveland splits the double team and lays it in. He's already got 11.
He's provided some really positive plays for Pittsburgh.
Here's Cleveland. Turnaround is pure, and more of the same 3.
Got a smaller defender on him, sees the help coming. I got the.
Nor in a top 15 matchup, and you get 1 versus 2 today in that great rivalry.
It's Alabama-Auburn. They don't care what the rankings is.
Opens up that drive. That was good defense by Johnson.
Kid cross-court pass. Cleveland, 3 ball. Oh!
And on the other end, Matthew Cleveland
showing his much improved three-point range.
And it's just not a shot that you want if you're Florida State. You can get a better shot with that, but how about Bo Bowen on the defensive side of the ball, getting 2 blocks in a row, and great job by him.
By the way, I hope it actually means gift.
Boy, I hope so too.
Kim Belton, our producer's not just messing with me.
Cleveland will take the hit, and he'll be off to the line alongside Jim Larinaga. And those days just disappeared so quickly. What a tough shot there by Cleveland, who gets to 20 points.
Colorful, interesting, learned young man, a published author. Yep.
How about that, Matthew Cleveland? That's not typically his game.
The fee is 3 long, grabbed by Johnson, out to Cleveland.
I will say this about Miami. They have talented guys. And that's another example of just that. But you notice it, the ball just sticks. You have a play like that coming out of a timeout, and you're winning by 17 points if my math is doing me correctly. Watch out. If my math is doing me correctly, now 15 points.